Our next guest calls obesity indication approval the final piece of the puzzle for Lilly's weight loss drug rollout. Geoff Meacham is the senior pharmaceutical analyst at BofA Securities. Geoff, great to have you with us.
Hey, thank you, Melissa. Good to see you.
I think it's interesting. It was widely expected that this would get approval as an obesity drug, and yet the stock still goes higher. So what piece of it had not been factored in, or is this just the knee-jerk reaction to it's finally done, and so we're still going to bid the stock higher?
I think there's a little bit of anxiety about the ultimate approval, whether it was going to happen, in November or December. But yeah, you're right. There is no question about the approval. I think really now the formality of it is that you'll start to see, DTC advertising. You'll see a ton more commercial really laying out, I think, this year. So there's a lot of excitement, I think, for the rollout.
They also announced a savings card, which basically lowers the price for uninsured folks. I mean, like Novo, if you're insured, you can get the drug for like $25 per month or 3-month prescription under this, according to Eli Lilly. But if you're not, the savings program could mean a lot. Does this differ at all from Novo? Is this going to help them in the market?
I think they're going to look a lot more alike than different in terms of the commercial strategies. We're not really looking till 2025 to see broader Medicare access. I think for the next, say, 2 years or so, it's really going to be about, the commercial piece. And they had a lot of success. Lilly did in diabetes, and I don't expect that to be any different for this obesity rollout.
I mean, the big sort of, event that's coming up is the presentation of the full select data from Novo Nordisk over this weekend. What specifically will you be looking for? The headline data was very impressive. It sent shares higher by, I think, 9% that very day for Novo. Yep. So what specific data points are you looking for?
Overall, you're right. It's a 20% plus, cardiovascular benefit. We're looking for different subgroups, right? So are the benefit in things like, stroke or heart attack, is that higher than 20%? Is it 30%? I think the main message coming out of Select and coming out of the AHA meeting this weekend will be, it's not just about weight loss. It's also about, a whole broad swath of cardiovascular benefits. And that's going to be, I think, a big part of the commercial piece. And maybe the marketing down the road, too, should it be included in the label for Wegovy.
Yeah, Geoff, you mentioned the catchy jingles. I don't need another song on watching my Knick game tell me about my blood sugar levels. But, OK, I'll give you that. But let me ask you this. You can't model in terms of EPS and EPS growth and where they trade currently. You have to say this is a $57 billion revenue company on the way to north of 100, given everything we just talked about. I mean, what's the revenue growth trajectory here?
I think that's exactly right. So the peak here, easily, I think, could be something in the, $50 to $80 billion range. I mean, when you look at just Mounjaro plus Zepbound and just the core indications, we can get to, something in the $50 billion range. We're not including really anything in sleep apnea or liver disease or heart failure. There's a lot of related indications that could really take, revenue forecasts up pretty dramatically. Also, the oral, which is in the next gen, I guess it were Zepbound, probably won't be until 2026. But those are other new products from Lilly that are going to take, numbers, I think, even higher.
The next generation retatrutide, I mean, what is how much better is this, and in what way is it better?
Well, so it's a higher rate of weight loss. It could be something in the 25 to even 35% range. But what I would say, though, is it's not meant for, for the average consumer. I would say most lower BMI people will probably want an oral. The folks that are on an injected drug are probably, something in the, say, 30 to, 40 even BMI. But it's a really high BMI folks that are maybe more acute need that would want, this drug called Triple G, right? So, but again, we still have to work out the phase 3 profile. That's still in clinical development and data probably coming out, sometime, I'd say, beginning of 25.